there were some disappointing teams, the Carolina Panthers most specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're staring down, I don't want to say it because it's a rude thing to say to somebody, and I don't think that Bryce has been given necessarily the most fair opportunity.
Sure.
Now, if Andrew Luck is on that team, how does it go? If you drop like somebody who's supposed to be a guy, CJ Stroud on that team, how does it go? And that's unfair to Bryce Young to do that, but that's the reality of the situation whenever you're talking about judging number one overall picks in this entire thing. If Andrew Luck's on that team last year, does it look as bad as it looked? I don't know. I legitimately do not know. None of us do. But if Andrew Luck's on this team, does it look as bad as it does right now?
Cam Newton.
He had Cam Newton on the team. How does it look? And that's how it's going to be judged because you're the number one overall pick. Not fair, but that's just reality of the situation. If it continues to go like this, they're going to start putting him in the. They're going to start putting him in that. The wheels on the bus go through Carolina. That's what they're going to say in this entire thing. And I don't think it's fair. Obviously, he's already on his second head coach, his second offense coordinator. But that team sucks, and there is not a lot of hope. They're actually selling tickets for $1.80 right now.
That's right. Two.
You can get 2 tickets for $1.80 right now to a Carolina Panthers game. It is home opener.
Yeah.
This would be home opener, $1.80 for 2 tickets. Now, at the end of the year last game of the season, it was raining terribly. They were in front of like 100 fans. That is not normal in the NFL. At what point does the NFL look at Tepper and look at the Panthers and go like, hey, you're going to get relegated? You remember what happened to Burnley, okay, when they were up with the big boys and then they get dropped down a championship? We might have to do that to you. Yep. You're embarrassing us. Whenever they show the stadium and it was completely empty last year, it looked like a COVID game.
Yep.
Now, $1.80, nobody in the NFL wants like that. Everything in the NFL is like this. Everything in the NFL is like this. Ratings, merch, sales, money, platforms, you name it. These guys can't sell a fucking ticket down in Carolina. That is not good news for anybody down there.
Well, and it's not like the game was close at any point. Like, it was 30-3 at halftime, and one of the clips that we ran, it was 7-0, of course, but that was Bryce Young's first throw was an interception. So when we're talking about like number one picks, and you guys talk about like scripts that coaches have too, sometimes those 15 plays Bill brought up, that might not be part of the game plan, but just to get yourself in rhythm, like this is 1st and 10. And he throws a terrible interception right off the bat to start the game. Like, I genuinely hope for Panthers fans that it gets better because we all waited so long for football season, and I feel bad for people that wait this long, like Luke Combs, and then this is how your season starts. You basically don't want to watch anymore, and we're not even a couple weeks into the season, but things do not look good up there or over there.
I mean, listen, I agree with everything he just said. I absolutely agree. Like, if I'm a Panthers fan and you wait 8 to 9 long months, and then that's the product you have to see. But it is what it is. I mean,
what
they
is?
They suck. They're ass. I mean, it's
week 1.
It is.
There's a lot of seasons. But there's 16 more games.
Saints are good.
But the more this happens, like they continually show what the Panthers gave up to get Bryce Young, and what the Bears were able to get with that. It's like, we're talking about the Bears, some people are picking them to go to the Super Bowl. You're like talking about them winning the NFC North. There have been a couple people who have. I won't say who, but
some buffoons.
Yeah, exactly. And that granted, when your quarterback goes 14-29 and throws for 93 yards, maybe that tempers things a little bit. But I'm just saying, like, the more the Panthers, and not just lose, like get embarrassed like this, like they're just going to keep going back to that. And then you talk about like free agents, like you're getting into that area where you're going to have to spend serious money to get like the mid-tier free. Like, no one who's worth the shit is going to want to go and play in Carolina.
I'll tell you what, Charlotte's a beautiful city.
It is.
It's a beautiful time.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful time.
If we had to go back and ask him now, I mean, you remember we had him on a couple years ago, and Thielen told us like, this team can win right now. I'd like to check back in with Thielen and see kind of just where he's at.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lake Norman's a beautiful place.
It is.
They got a golf simulator in the locker room.
You're right.
Cool.
I forgot about that.
They got the second wealthiest owner in the NFL. That should help, right? That should certainly help something.
All those things like basically point to like, hey, they suck at football, but they got a golf simulator, so it's got to be kind of fun.
Well, on that note, we got an incredibly cool-looking guy playing for the New York Giants, and he's about fed up with it.
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau was meeting with the press after their terrible loss to the Minnesota Vikings, and this is how that went. Look how cool he looks, though.
I know that a lot's
What?
on you guys in the pass rush up front. Like that's what this team's supposed to be built on. How much?
Anybody else got questions?
What's
What happened?
you know? Why is that a big
Go ahead.
question for you?
Go ahead.
What happened on that penalty?
Man, I tried to convert. I think I kind of hooked his face mask.
All right, looks cool.
Very cool.
He's very good at football. Obviously not pumped about how this whole thing's going with the Giants. This is like Giants and Panthers now are the teams that we're kind of like, you guys suck.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to have to figure it out. Think about those locker rooms. That's already being labeled out there. Now, obviously, outside distractions cannot get inside. But we were all inside that New York Giants building and facility all offseason. So we know exactly what the expectations were, what they were hoping would happen, what doesn't happen. Now you're a player in that locker room, and it's potentially all going to unfold right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Thibodeau's a dog, for sure, but he's going to have to a lot of those situations, I think, after games this year.
Yeah, it's one thing to suck in Carolina. It's a completely different beast to suck in New York, especially coming in with I would say some tempered expectation with Daniel Jones at quarterback, but that is supposed to be the strength of the team, the pass rush. You brought in Brian Burns, you gave up whatever for him, you paid him, you got Kayvon, and then you lay an egg in week one. Now, once again, week one, don't want to overreact. And in the context of that interview, I don't know how many questions. I think that was Jordan. I don't know how many questions he answered. He peppered with him before that for him to say, hey, anybody else got any questions?
God damn, you're real chatty, aren't you?
But it's frustrating. You know, you get that 15-minute cool down period after the game, and then you got reporters at your locker. It's tough, but hey, it's a long, long season. You just got to rebound. Got to rebound. Keep going.
Now, to be clear, you like that he has that emotion, right?
Yeah.
This is a good thing, not a bad thing. If you're a Giants fan, you're happy that he's upset about how it's going. You're happy that he is immediately after a game. I mean, that's not an easy time, especially after what happens there. So you like how invested he is. You like that he is a little bit emotional. With that being said, you're hoping he looks cool on a positive side.
For sure.
Much quicker than the other. 2 Chainz look sweet.
So cool.
gosh.
Shades.
Thick Cuban links there with the thing, and then in the shirt.
The shirt was cool.
Hair is tight.
Dude, he thought they were winning.
Yeah,
Oh, without a
definitely.
doubt.
That's a
Sweet one, baby.
we're winning outfit.
Yep.
You know, that's we're figuring it all out.